Hey, howdy. So I'm in a bit of a weird mood today. As you might notice, it is almost 2 o'clock in the morning. However, I am completely wired, and I'll explain why once I get going. But I think today is going to be a bit more of a chill day because it is almost 2 a.m. And I don't really have I frankly don't have the brain power for super in-depth exploration today. I want to be a bit more lucid for when I enjoy it. If there's some new worlds. Plus, there's some patch notes. There have been some patch notes that have been released. I think there's a new Nexus world again, which that's kind of cool. So maybe if I have time after I do the dailies, I'll do that. But I see the daily. I recognize the vending machine is that one world off of Ornamental Plains. And the weekly is to, I mean, it's Lavender Waters adjacent, so I may as well just go stay the course and go all the way up while I'm over there. Oh shit. What's up? So... Ooh, Handfields, right. What's a place that... Okay, that's a route that doesn't involve Intestines Maze. Okay, so the question is, why am I wired? Well... As you could probably guess, I am surrounded by nerds in most of my social circles. And that means that every once in a while, I get suckered into playing tabletop games. And I mean, I personally love tabletop games. In most of their forms, like I absolutely love Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering is very fun. If you have friends that know it and you want to learn, it's great. I guarantee there are people that are willing to teach you. Where do I even go? It said Fountain World? Yeah, Fountain World. Ooh, accessible from Stingray Skies. I might back up and go to Stingray Skies after this. Okay, so it's this one. Oh, right, and there's like a hand sticking out that leads to Hand World. This is one of those tracks that just isn't real anymore. I've heard it in so many different locations that I don't even have a specific world I associate it with anymore. So anyway, tabletops. So, to make a long story short, I got suckered into playing the tabletop game Roots, which is actually really fun, but I mean, if you've ever played a tabletop game, there's a common theme that a lot of them are just stupidly complicated. A lot of resource management, a lot of weird edge cases, and like specific rulings that you have to spend like an hour working out with your friends, or like saying screw it and just letting the ruling sit where it lies. And that game is seemingly no different. It took roughly an hour for me to parse what was even going on, and then another hour after that to play my first real game, where I wasn't just fumbling around and watching the other two people play the game, and I was just sitting, while I was just sitting there like, okay, these are things that are happening. God, this world is so pretty. Love stingrays. But it's like vaguely nature themed. There are different factions of different animals that you can take on the helm. There's a faction of cats, which I actually never saw how they even worked because no one ever picked them. There's there's crows, which are like anarchists. There's moles, which are like industrialists, basically capitalists. You can build like a big mole engine. And there was my animal of choice, which was the bird. birds, which, I mean, doesn't surprise me at all in retrospect that I ended up gravitating towards the birds. I love birds. Anyway, I ended up winning my second round, and I'm still kind of riding the high from that because we were playing for like about an hour and a half, and then I made a gambit at the end of the game, and I calculated everything correctly, and I got everything right, and I made sure that my engine didn't break at the very end, and I was just able to ride that wave all the way to the end and win. And I'm feeling really good about it. Frankly, I'm a little bit cocky right now. Right. But it's good. The game was called Roots, and it's on Tabletop Simulator. I can only assume there are actual board game components. We were just playing the digital version, which I think that digital version is official. So you're not missing out on a crazy amount by not playing the actual tabletop version, but I mean, you're missing out on a little bit of understanding that only really comes into play if you're playing with friends. There we go. There's a certain sense of understanding that only comes when you're in person with friends. I had that issue with Magic the Gathering, where there's a lot of like rules and like haptic feedback that just doesn't really work if you're doing it virtually. And it's better to learn some of the things in person so that someone can kind of like direct you. But at the same time, it's, being online works. Not to mention that with Magic, anyone who's done anything with Magic cards can tell you that they get expensive. They get really expensive because, I mean, that's how Wizards of the Coast makes so much of their money, and why, frankly, how Hasbro makes so much of their money is with that just towering behemoth of an industry they've managed to rack up over time. There's a reason why every single card game that comes around the block tries to mimic the monetization scheme of Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast, because it works really, really, really well, but that doesn't make it the best for, getting into it for the first time. The goofball. Oh, first try. What the hell? But yeah, I'm still kind of riding the high from that. That was very exciting. And I'm going to harness this energy, and it's been a couple of days. I'm going to do this. I'm also going to do Four Heroes of Light, because I haven't done that in a couple of days. And then once both of those are done, I'm going to do a bunch of homework. And I think I'm just gonna go from there. Because again, it is 2 a.m., so if I end up getting super tired, maybe I don't do the Four Heroes of Light, we'll see. Right now it's looking pretty good, but this adrenaline is only going to last so long, and once it's done, I could see myself just completely crashing out and falling asleep. So we'll see. So far, looking good. But yeah, apart from that, things have been going good. Progress is still going good on the RPG. I've finally implemented most of the stuff regarding party stuff, which the logic for that was surprisingly finicky, but it's finally over with. All I need to do now is actually, like, contextualize the new mechanics within the game, so I just need to, like, add an enemy or two that interacts with multiple party members. Which, I mean, nothing fancy right now, it's just I need to add enemies that do AoE damage, and then maybe tweak the damage values a little bit because now there's multiple targets. And then, I mean, as usual for a lot of the mechanics in this, ride the coattails of Final Fantasy The Four Heroes of Light. Pardon me. Ride the coattails of Final Fantasy The Four Heroes of Light, and make it so that healing abilities just target the party member who has the lowest current health percentage. But it's been chill. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving because my plan for Thanksgiving kind of revolved around relatives, and then we were kind of fearing that we would have to wait until the last minute to get info on what the hell we were actually doing, and then we got the information that we're just doing it at our house. So that's cool. It's gonna be very like relatively small scale. It's just gonna be our grandparents that are coming over. And we're just gonna go from there, which is nice. I've always had a bit of a weird relationship with Thanksgiving. I don't know why. It's like I've never really been one for Thanksgiving food. There's not a lot of like the mainstays that I really like. Like turkey, I'm kind of neutral on turkey. I think turkey's pretty good. I could technically stop here, but I'm just gonna play the course and go all the way to Lavender Waters, because it's not that much longer from here. But, I don't know, I've never really been one... Turkey, I'm kind of like fine on. I've never been one for stuffing. I've always thought that stuffing is a little nasty. What else even is there for Thanksgiving? Collard greens, never been one for collard greens. Mashed potatoes I kind of love, but it feels a little weird. It feels a little weird saying that I like mashed potatoes in the context of Thanksgiving, because that is kind of like saying, I don't know. I like mashed potatoes in general. It's not just during Thanksgiving. Like I'll eat them whenever. Because like with a lot of foods that are really good, it is just like it's butter, carbs, and dairy. It's the magical combo. You could have nearly anything if it has those three materials, and it'll taste pretty good. Like, French toast comes to mind, where you have sugar, you have carbs, you have butter. You can't really do better than that. And then Aurora Lake. To this day, I don't know why this map lags as bad as it does. I've always wanted to, like, ask one of the people who knows more about, RPG Maker than I do, because surely there's some weird jank reason why this map is as laggy as it is. But I mean, other than that, I've been chilling. I've been stressed out by classes, but I mean, I've been stressed out by classes for like a solid month and a half and running, so that's nothing new. And eventually I will get to the end of classes and there will be that cool sort of half week where I don't have any assignments and I can just chill. I can just like marathon playing some of my favorite games or marathon keep playing games for the channel or iron out a bunch of stuff for the RPG. I could really do basically whatever. All bets are off. But I have to make it there first, and there's got a lot of stuff on my plate, but I'm working through it. And then the vending machine, if I saw it right, I'm pretty sure I know exactly where that is. That is off of Ornamental Plains. Ah, God, I'm lost. Oop, this is the new one. Wait a minute. Hold everything. Oh my God, it's a Puddle World moment. There isn't a world yet that has the darkness gimmick. I mean, there's not a Nexus world that has the darkness gimmick yet, huh? The closest there is Dark Museum. That's cool. I mean, it's cool now. It might be a little bit annoying later. Oh, someone's freaking using a speed thing down there. Come on. You think you're funny, you're not. You're only going to cause grief if developers catch wind of that. The devs aren't trying to be mean, they just don't want the game to have massive bugs and speed glitches like Yumaniki does. And the game is not finished, but if it were, Kikiyama would probably patch that stuff out. So don't go on abusing it. Be good Samaritans and all that. And oh, this looks different. What the hell? Did they just now update this? Because it's always been a regular vending machine. Very interesting. Okay. So, free expedition to Misty Bridges. Ah, this place is annoying. It is Noildoof, so I'm very tempted. That leads to Snowy Village, Grand Scientific Museum, Parasite Laboratory. Tell you what, let's look at the wiki. What we got? New locations. And if not, I can just go to Chain World because that's what popped up. Animism. Oh, wait, yeah. This is that place I was just in. Okay. Takatomi, new worlds, or new rooms in Lemonade Edifice. Books in the library. Okay, that's always cool. Let's try Nexus. Has this been... Nah, it hasn't. Okay, Chain World it is. And we can go from here. Looks like... Let's go the weird route. Why not? Let's go the weird place. Because I never actually got to show off, I never got to show off a Checktis Nexus connection to Bacteria World before. Because it is there, I just completely walked by it last time. Nope, that's Butcher Hollow. It's not here, it is up here, I believe. Yeah, so you go into the center, and then you go down. Here's Bacteria World. Here's the goofy guy. And then Bacteria World to Blue Shape Zone. Oh god. Pardon me. Every once in a while, my body feels the need to remind me that I am in fact sick. It's like, look, I get it. I am fully aware that I'm sick. I'm recording this video and doing all this stuff in spite of the fact that I'm still a little bit sick. Okay, so this, with no modification, this goes to Blue Shape. Right, and this is the huge area that just has 2 connections and nothing else. Okay. Okay, I just go down. But yeah, I've got a lot of cool stuff cooking. I'm very excited to show it off, especially that RPG. The plan right now is to do something pretty simple and then to expand on it later. Just make something simple to start with and then go from there. Oh, okay, so this is the connection to Himalayan Salt Shoal. Yellow. And then I can go from Chain World back up to Art Gallery, and then we can kind of go from there. I'm fine with just wandering and seeing where this wild and crazy game takes me next. Oh. Well, that's boring. Somewhere a little bit cooler. Okay. Where do we go, or where could we go off of Hand Hub? I'm kind of blanking on cool locations that connect up from there. This is Underwater Amusement Park, right? Yeah, it is. When's the last time I went here? Let's go to Underwater Amusement Park. This area is awesome. And there's a lot of unique aspects to this visit. Like, it's been a long time since I've actually intentionally gone to Atlantis. Like, there's not a lot of places that connect up to here. But this is one of the rare exceptions. Because usually there are better ways to get to Realistic Beach. Oh, right, I have to go up to go to the city. But this place always reminds me of my very first time playing Tuki. Or, not my very, very first, but my first super memorable experience was going here with basically no context. It was before I even knew about YNO. I was just wandering around, taking in the cool sights, and I found this place almost on complete accident. And I was just looking around and taking in the weird sights. And then I got all the way to the end. I got to the bathroom, like the weird bathroom with the Crush event, and I was like, damn, this is the best game ever. How have I never heard of this before? Thus began a trip down a long and crazy road. I think I'm going the right way. There you are. It still kind of blows my mind that this track is, there's a select few tracks that are written by the one and only Camellia, and I personally am not too familiar with Camellia's works. I know they're very well respected, especially when it comes to rhythm games. They're very well respected. They're just a very well respected artist in general, and they did some music for this game. They did this track. They did what else? This track. They did Monochrome Feudal Japan. Oh, what is it? This track, Monochrome Feudal Japan, Realistic Cave. Those are the only ones that come to mind. But they have a very weird and expressive style, and I quite like it. God, right. This entire section. Again, coming here with zero context as to the rest of this game, besides the fact that, oh, it's like an open exploration game, you walk around and look at weird stuff. I had seen Yumaniki before, not extensively, but I knew it existed. But then walking around and seeing like, oh, there are just dead children here. Cool. This place is genuinely really disturbing on your first way through. But I mean, time erodes everything. Eventually, I have become used to basically every event in this game. That's not a flex. That I'm kind of concerned that it's come out like that. Because I want to be, I want these events to shock and scare me. That's the fun of it, right? What's the point of playing a horror game if you're never scared? I know this isn't a horror game, but I mean, you know, there are dead children on screen right now. It's gotta be worth something. Oh no, wait. There we go. A lot of the effect is gone, but I mean, that is such a freaky event to see the first time. But yeah, that worked out really well. It's almost 30 minutes. So yeah, I'll stop here. I'm gonna try to do 4 Heroes of Light. No promises, frankly, because I might just run out of stamina. But we'll see. That's all I got for now, though. Thanks so much for watching.